Tonight's openings begin with Farmery Brewing's Pioneer Harvest Stout. Not just Farmery Brewing, but Farmery Estate Brewing from Neepawa, Manitoba. They are, like estate wineries, going from grain to can right on the same property. They grow their own barley, they grow their own hops, they brew right on the farm. Oh look, a whole bunch of things to open. Let's get at it. Get to that one later. What do we have here? This one is waterproof connectors, it says. Okay. Don't want to cut into whatever it is. Boy, is that bubble bag attached? There we go. Okay. Is this male and female, or is this, did I screw up again ordering here? Okay, so it looks like I've got both sides of the connector this time. I think. No, don't tell me. Oh no, there are both types of pins in there. You can, hang on. Yeah, so we have both sides of the pins. So that's good. I just have to figure out how this all goes together. I'm assuming, does that walk together like that? Or does it? No, it goes together like that when it's assembled. Yeah, okay. So that walks back there, and that walks onto there like that. Okay. So I do have both male and female connectors. That's good. I just have to figure out how to use them. But being automotive, they're good for relatively harsh conditions. They're good for high vibration environments and good for weather resistance. So I've got some connectors to use for outdoor projects. Excellent. 2-pin-way sealed waterproof electrical wire connector plug set car truck 10 kits. Got this from a seller that calls himself UK.discount7, even though they are actually in China. Right. Currently they're selling for $5.25 Canadian. Back when I bought them, they were going for $5.37. You can see the listing has changed, and of course exchange rates have changed since then. So 10 kits, and yeah, each bag had 5 sets in it. So that is correct. And this kind of shows how they go together a little bit. Actually, no, it doesn't. The male pins go in the shorter connector. Anyway, that's useful information. Use a crimper, crimp them, put them in the little rubber bung things. There they are all lined up. Step 5, shove them into the back of the connector. Step 6, shove them in there like that. Right. Next in, we have a package that doesn't have any description because it came from the drop shipping warehouse in Mississauga, right near the airport. That looks like some LEDs. These are the, what's Big 5 call these? Luxian Star style. They got the star board on them with the O and backing. These ones are RGB LEDs. No, they're not. They're red and blue LEDs. They're 2-color. Okay. So you got red plus and minus and blue plus and minus. So with only 5 volts in the power supply, I shouldn't overwhelm these things because they're typically a 1 watt. So there is red by the looks of it, and there is blue. 2-color LEDs. Alrighty. So this isn't exactly what I thought it was going to be, but 10 pieces, 1 watt, 3 watt, high power LED, full spectrum, white, warm white, green with 20 millimeter star from Pan Pan Supermarket. Now, according to my order history, I bought one 10-piece package of 1 watt RGB and one 10-piece package of 3 watt RGB. However, as you saw, these are just red-blue, and I don't see red-blue as an option in here anywhere. So I'm not quite sure what happened. Also, normally Pan Pan is usually pretty good, so I'm not quite sure what's going on here. If my complaint window hasn't expired based on how long it has been since I ordered these, I'm going to check in with them If they say anything useful, I'll let you know at some point in the future. Anyway, currently the 1 watt is going for $2.86 for RGB, and the 3 watt is going for $3.60. Currently there is 96 cents per package shipping. Back when I bought them, it was free shipping, so there you go. Though when you zoom down closer on these, you notice there are actually 3 chips inside each LED. And there are a total of 6 contacts. So it's possible that these are RGB LEDs and they just have them on the wrong boards. I may have to mess around with this a little bit more. Okay, I'll just put a little piece of white tape over there to diffuse it a little bit, and hopefully it's a little bit easier for you to see the color. So there is red. There's blue as we saw before. But we've got 6 leads on here, so let's do that. Okay. Oh, hello. Is that green? And there's blue again. So I was right. These are RGB LEDs. They're just on the wrong board. Okay, the more time I spend with these and the closer I look, there is actually a green pad, and it's that one on the end there. It's just super hidden. There's the positive and there's the negative. You can just see the silk screen in underneath there. So they are RGB after all. Just not nearly as obvious as you'd think. Okay, I can work with that. Now then, are they both 1 watts or both 3 watts? I don't see any obvious difference between the 2 different sets. So I'm not quite sure. I guess I'll have to maybe desolder a couple of these off the boards and just see what's what. But in the meantime, I did actually get RGB LEDs. They're just on these useless boards, so I'm going to have to desolder them and put them onto something else to use them. Oh well, not quite as ripped off as I thought it was. Next thing in says cable organizer. Organizer? Is that the kind of thing that I might actually buy? It is some Velcro strapping. Okay. Looks like it is about 45, looks like about half a meter worth. It's branded, which is a little bit annoying, but whatever. Yeah, just some Velcro strapping for tying cables up. And despite what you see surrounding my workbench, I do actually use cable management for things like on the back of my my PC and the back of the home theater stuff and whatnot. So it does come in handy, and I do go through it. It's available for fairly cheap in a lot of places, so this must have been a screaming good deal. We'll see. Cable organizer, wire winder, clip for chargers and wire managements, can cut. Got this from MKY Globe, seller with very few finished listings. Won this at auction for $1.81 Canadian with free shipping. Aha, it says it's 500 centimeters. It's really 500 millimeters. Okay, that's why I thought it was a screaming deal, but they were just wrong. And you don't need to use nearly that much. Just a wrap and a half will do it. Yeah, more like that. Not too much else to say about it, other than, yeah, that's what you use it for right there. Now then, at that price, that's sort of on par with what I can get it for locally, so that's not too bad. If it had actually been the 500 centimeters that it says down here, then that would have been a smoking deal. But as it is right now, it's normal price, so I don't feel that ripped off. So here's where the mailbag starts getting interesting. This is something that was sent by one of you guys to my P.O. box. Specifically, it was sent by Mario in the UK. Mario? Oh, it's got a note in it. Oh, it's got a kit in it. Let's just see what he says here. Hang on, I'm just going to make sure there's nothing personal in here. Okay, I think I can show you this. Nice. He's using a a programming mode on his text editor. Cool. Greetings from England. He has been watching for about a year. Inside the Jiffy Bag, you will find a small kit called LED Snapper, a small diagnostic utility for Arduino users that snaps into the breadboard and displays the state of the Arduino's pins. It is his first attempt at an open source hardware project. He has a GitHub, and I'll put the link down below. The boards are free to download and use. Cool. Cheers, Mario. I appreciate this. Let's see what the kit looks like. So in the kit, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 resistors. We have 8 LEDs, some pin headers, and this nice little circuit board here. He has his GitHub address on there. His name on the corner, LED Snapper. Nice and straightforward. We have 8 LEDs, 8 220 ohm resistors, and 8 pins. So we have ground and 1 through 8. So it would work something like this. Just plug it into the breadboard wherever you have room, and then run some jumpers across to the various digital pins of your Arduino to see what 8 different pins are doing simultaneously. Very handy little utilitarian kind of a board. Thanks, Mario. I'm going to put this together at some point in the future and add it to my arsenal of test bits and pieces for my Arduino stuff. Thank you. I appreciate that. And if anybody wants one of their very own, here is his GitHub, which has 3 different versions of the Gerber files and the README and everything else you need. Very handy. I'll put the link down below, as you would expect. And the last thing in doesn't really say who it's from. It came DHL, so I think it's from a sponsor, but I don't recognize this sponsor's name. Shenzhen C Zibo K. Yeah, I don't recognize that as anybody who I've spoken to, but it was definitely sent to me. And it says it is a prototyping board kit. So that sounds like something worthy of opening no matter who it came from. Okay, a package in a package. A mystery wrapped in an enigma. Or something like that. You ready? Oh hey! It's a PiPico kit! Starter kit! Right, this came from MakerFabs. Okay, I remember them saying that they wanted to send me this. That is cool. Among the cool things about this is PiPicos are hard to get a hold of in Canada for a reasonable price. Any of the sellers in Canada that I've found have been sold out for a while, and any of the overseas sellers or American sellers, they have them for a reasonable price, except for the shipping to Canada is like 3 times the price. So I'm kind of excited to get my hands on this. Thanks, MakerFabs. So in the box, we have a couple of pinout reference cards. We have, that is the PiPico itself. Okay. It comes in real feed tape. Interesting. Okay. So the PiPico is very similar in size to a Nano, just slightly bigger. Not much though. And it is much more powerful, but it, unlike every other Pi before it, it is actually a microcontroller. It's not a full-fledged computer. So it runs code as soon as you fire it up. And I think, if I remember from everybody else who's reviewed these things, it can natively do MicroPython or CircuitPython? One of those Pythons that's designed for microcontrollers. Anyway, let's see what else is in this MakerFabs kit. We have the classic 1602 display. Well, this one has a little bit different backpack on it. Okay. Okay, so there's the raw pins brought through from the top. And then it has VDD, ground, RX, TX, DTR on that side. That is serial. And on here it has an ISP, Mozzie Mizo, serial clock, voltage reset and ground. Huh. So that is a different type of backpack than we're used to with this classic little board. And this is a Maker Fabs product. Cool. What else do we have? Some header pins, a breadboard, 2 passive infrared detectors. Okay, are they the same? They look like they're the same. Okay, 2 motion detectors. Some of these preformed breadboard jumper wires. That's kind of neat. We have a USB cable. We have some DuPont cables in male to male and male to female. We have a WS2812 LED ring. I like these. I've got several of them already. This one is the 12 LED variety, and it's already got the header pin on the bottom, which is exactly what I tend to do with mine as well. We have a washer. We have a buzzer. And we have a potentiometer with breadboardy friendly kind of pins. That's what the washer's for, and there's the nut that goes with it. A bag of LEDs in red, green, and blue. Looks like 4 or 5 of each. We have a couple of different kinds of tactile push buttons, some momentaries and some push-on, push-offs. And a couple of different values of resistors. Looks like about 10 of each. 10 of each. Those ones are 330 ohms. So those ones will be those 330s. Oh, it's written right on it. Duh, it's written right on it. These ones aren't written on them, though. These are 10K resistors, so those will be for pull-ups. Nice, so we got 10 for use with the LEDs and 10 for input pull-ups. So that's got enough to get you doing a handful of experiments with the Pi Pico. That is really slick. I like it. I'm going to have to solder those header pins onto there and see what projects they have on their website. Speaking of which, well, let's go take a look. So here's the kit on MakerFab's webpage. They're selling it for $34.80. Presumably that's American. They have them in stock, and they talk about getting started on MicroPython with some links to the official Raspberry Pi Pico webpage. Interesting. They said in the email that they sent me that the kit has everything needed to go with this book that the Raspberry Pi Foundation sells. So that is nice. That's a good starter. And here is the official Raspberry Pi Get Started page with a bunch of documentation and getting started with a couple of programming languages. I'm going to have to start going through some of this and figuring out what all is going on. And there is the list of components that are in there, which is exactly what I found. Oh, and a link to download the official book. There it is, all 139 pages of it. Oh, excellent. So what do we got? Some getting to know your thing, and then right into some projects. Okay. Traffic light controller, reaction game, LEDs and push buttons, a burglar alarm. So that's the motion detectors. A temperature gauge. It has a built-in ADC and a built-in temperature sensor. Oh, neat. Data logger and communication protocols, both I2C and SPI. Huh. Excellent. I'm not going to go through all 139 pages of this thing, but there'll be links down in the description to the product page, and you can follow the magic footsteps just as well as I did. Well, that was an interesting and fun mailbag. Let's quickly go through the travel times for the stuff that I did buy here. These star LEDs took 17 days to get here. The spool of Velcro took 33 days, and these automotive connectors took 31 days. And then we have the other two things, which are interesting, and I'm going to want to give them their own focus later on, so stay tuned for that. Thanks to Mario for sending this little kit of his in, and thanks to MakerFabs for sending me the Pi Pico starter kit to take a look at. I'll put links to everything down in the description like I always do. Comments and questions down in the comments section. You know the drill. This is YouTube. This happens every single video. Who didn't I thank? Thanks to my Patreons. Yeah. They help support the channel. They help keep the mailbags rolling in. And more importantly, to me, they keep my beer fridge full. So thank you to the Patreons. I guess that's everything. Thanks for watching. I will talk to you later.